What's up, guys? It's Supreme Tux. This is the first YouTube video I've ever made, so in this video I'm just going to run through my action figure collection and talk a little bit how I got into collecting. I collect Marvel and DC figures, so I'll go through Marvel Legends first. These are my Marvel Legends mutants. Some X-Men, some Brotherhood. I got more mutants coming. I really like X-Men. I read a lot of X-Men books, so big fan of these. Build-A-Figure Sentinel is a pretty insane figure. I'm really happy I got that. Got that sort of recently. I only got one tentacle, unfortunately, but probably my favorite figure that I own. Some more Legends. Galactus Wave was actually the first action figures I've ever gotten since collecting, and I really like Marvel Legends. War Machine from the Galactus Wave was the first figure I ever bought. Alright, so just going quickly through these. As well as Marvel Legends, I do collect DC Universe Classics. So up here, I got some classics, some Justice League members, some villains, some random characters I like. DC Universe Classics, don't have the same articulation as Marvel Legends. Doesn't have that really nice articulation that Toy Biz made, but they really are doing a nice job with the paint apps, and I like the bright colors, and they're really staying true to the comic books, and it's just what it's all I'm all about for figures. So I'm really liking these figures. I'm really liking the way DC Universe Classics is looking. I think Mattel is doing a great job. Some more DCUC. I'm a big Lantern fan. I really like Blackest Night. Brightest Day is pretty good. I've always read pretty much every Green Lantern comic that is out. So I've got pretty much every Lantern figure ever made in DC Universe Classics by Mattel. All the Build-A-Figures. I really like the Green Lantern Classics waves. Those are pretty awesome. And I'm really excited for Wave 20 of DCUC with the Necron wave. It's all Lantern figures. Necron's awesome character from Blackest Night. Really big character in the Lantern books, so excited for that. Okay, I'll move on to some mint on card figures. I have all the Batman Legacy figures mint on card. I really like the packaging, also as well as the characters. I'm a Batman fan, so especially the Mr. Freeze. And when I saw that figure, I was just like, for sure I'm getting this first wave. Then I saw the second wave. So Catman was in there and Batgirl. So I have both these. I plan on getting Wave 3. Keep it mint on card. I really like the packaging. I have some DCUC mint on card down here. Just some figures I already had the Build-A-Figure parts. These two figures I have opened. These two figures, they didn't have any Build-A-Figure parts, and I don't really like Steppenwolf that much, so I just kept it mint on card. It's the regular and the variant. I have some rare Marvel Legends I just got on eBay. They should be in the mail now. I'm going to keep them mint on card and fill up some holes and keep some mint on card collection going, so some rare Marvel Legends figures will look pretty cool mint on card. And as well as Marvel Legends and DCUC, I have a few Marvel Selects. Here's Thanos, because I got him because you can't get any Marvel Legends version of him. They never made one. These are my favorite characters. His articulation's pretty shitty, but he's got interchangeable hands. He's a cool character, and he's got cool paint apps, so I like the head sculpt, so I got him. I also have Marvel Select Juggernaut, which is an awesome figure. Marvel Select. Not a big Marvel Select fan. The articulation is pretty pathetic on them, but I thought this Juggernaut looks sick. The head sculpt's like amazing. Paint apps are sick. It's just an awesome figure. Juggernaut's one of my favorite characters. Definitely my favorite mutant. Then I also have Magneto, and it's a figure, to be honest, I regret buying because it does look cool. He's got, pretty cool sculpt. The base is really nice. It's one of the nicest bases I've seen. But it's just, his articulation is just horrible. Like Marvel Select articulation. I'll never buy a Marvel Select again unless it's a big bulky figure like, Hulk and Thanos and Juggernaut and Abomination. The bigger figures, they work more for Marvel Select because the articulation is not as important. But yeah, the articulation is nothing even close to Marvel Legends. You compare this figure to the Marvel Legends Juggernaut, it's night and day. It's not even, you can barely pose some of these guys, but yeah, it's a cool figure. Marvel Universe, I am not a Marvel Universe fan. I got both these in a trade. I've never bought a Marvel Universe figure. I never will. Don't like how they're so small. I don't think they look very cool, but they do have pretty awesome articulation for 3 3/4 inches. I'll give them that. And great character selection. Mattel's been pumping these out because they're making bank on selling all the Marvel Universe figures. And I'm not bashing people with who collect Marvel Universe. Collect what you want, do your own thing. Some people have got some awesome Marvel Universe figures they're collecting, but I just personally am not a fan. Yeah, I'm a big comic book fan. Some books signed that I got signed at Wizard World Chicago. Some of the new #1s from the relaunch. A bunch of comic books. Yeah. So that's pretty much for the most part of my collection. For me, I'm going to talk about how I got into collecting figures and comic books and just go into that. So I've been collecting figures for about 8 months now, and it all started. Well, I'll talk about comic books first. It sort of relates to figures. Comic books. When I was younger, I was a big comic book fan, and I think it was 2nd grade. There was a comic book store open in my town, so I started reading comic books. I went every Wednesday, kept up with books, and after a couple of years, the store shut down. So I was like, I'm getting older. Maybe I'll just stop with comic books, and the shop's gone, so maybe I'll just stop getting them. And about 10 months ago, I was in a town next to mine, I think getting Chipotle or something, and there was a comic book shop across the street called Dreamland Comics. And I was like, you know what, I'll check it out. It looks kind of cool. I did a lot of that stuff when I was younger. I went to Wizard World. I was pretty into it. I went there, I was like, holy shit, some of this stuff looks awesome. These books they still look pretty awesome. Some of the books I used to read are still being printed, like Uncanny X-Men, Batman, stuff like that. This was before the relaunch, 10 months ago. So yeah, I bought some books and I set up a subscription. I've been back every week since, keeping up with books. And a couple months after that, I was just randomly searching on YouTube, and somehow I got onto one of Trevor Harris's videos. And Trevor Harris, if you don't know, is a YouTuber that makes a lot of action figure vids, some ACBA and stuff like that, some Marvel Legends, DC Universe Classics. He makes really cool vids, and I checked one of his videos. I randomly saw it. It was a collection video, I think, and I was like, oh, man, that looks awesome. Like, they're just toys, but his collection looks dope, and they're all really cool characters I know from comic books, and it's just something I was like, you know what, I think I'll give this a try. I ordered a Marvel Legends that night off eBay. It was actually this War Machine right here. Got it. A few days later, I was like, man, this is cool. I would have never thought, but this is some really cool stuff. So I bought, that same week, I bought the rest of the Galactus wave. I finished Galactus. I was like, build a figure, that sounds pretty cool. I really like Galactus, and since then, last 8 months, I've been going pretty hard collecting Marvel and DC Universe Classics. And thanks to the YouTubers who really inspired me to collect and actually start up a channel now, make this video. People like Century Productions and Trevor Harris, Jerry Nightmare, Book Nights 10, Solid Snake in My Pants, Chartimus Prime. Some really cool people, and ACBA's going strong. Just some really cool stuff happening in this community, and I thought I'd give it a shot and show off what I've done so far. I don't have a huge collection. It's gotten pretty big for 8 months, but nothing compared to some of the other dudes. But hopefully one day it'll just keep growing. It'll keep getting bigger and better, and keep it going. So thanks for watching, guys. It's my first video, so expect more videos in the future. I got a lot of stuff coming, maybe a lot of stuff coming. I'm going to have as well as the new DCUC wave, so I'll be reviewing all that stuff. I'll be showing you guys that stuff. I'll show as my collection grows. I actually just bought a DTOF shelf. I need to set it up. It's going to go right here, and I'm going to do some ACBA and sort of organize the stuff a little better, make it a little less crowded with the extra room it'll give me by stacking upwards. And thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll catch you next time. Peace.